Okay, put a new number 2, a new bolt, new nut, and yeah, then you just finished. So you get some goo down the hole. See how we go. Slightly different size one, so right, let's go. Let's see what we've got. They're not going to break off, or is that actually moving? Oh, I think we've got movement. Oh, I've got movement. Oh, yes. Oh, that's going easier than the other one did. Oh, look at that. Absolutely perfect. Save the day. Don't have to buy a new blooming shaft. Being as they're 100 and something stupid pound. God blimey, that was a rusty old bugger, wasn't it? Can you see that? I don't know whether you can see that actually. Yeah, rusty old thing. Right, clean that up. Probably want to tap down the threads, see if they're okay. See how we get on. Okay. Right, see you later. Cheers for now. Right, hello again. Right, that one bolt was definitely kaput. No good at all. That's the thread's gone in here, in this one. There's a little bit at the bottom, that's about all. And the bolt's not much better, so they're 12mm bolts. But I found in my box of bits an old bolt off the bottom of a fork leg, which is a 14 by 1.25 or 1.5. So that's not far off the same size hole. So I'm going to thread that down. So a tap. We'll see if we can thread that. Look at that, fits perfect, look. And that will save us an awful lot of trouble drilling and malarkeying and oh yes, look at that. Absolutely wonderful. Bit of slippery stuff. Lovely jubbly. Day saved. So far everything's been saved, apart from the bearings of course. So at the moment all he's looking at is a new set of bearings, which aren't going to be a lot. So an old concrete mixer that's worth quite a bit of money really, that nobody wanted to fix because they said, oh no, it's too difficult, you can't get this, you can't do that, you can't do the other. The naysayers. It hasn't took me very long at all. I've been, well, granted I've been lucky, but it's one of them things. We're getting to the bit where the thread was now, I think. I haven't got to go too deep because this bolt's not very long anyway. So put some more goo down there because that's getting very tight now. Fill the hole up. And the last thing I want to do is snap a tap in there, and then I'll be really in trouble. So look how far down we've got. Quite a way, I think. That looks pretty good actually. This is a big steel plate on the bottom of there. I think that'll be more than enough. I'm not even going to go any further because that's more than enough. That's brilliant. Right, well the other The other bolt's perfectly okay, thankfully. So there's not going to be any problem with that one. No, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right, we'll measure up for a set of bearings. Let's see where we go. Get some spray go out of there. Lovely. Brilliant. Okay. I'll bring you back once the bearings arrive and we start putting it back together. Cheers for now. Right. Thought you might like to see this bit. This is the bell that all the bearings and everything sit in. This is the bit that was damaged at the top. I cut this off to finish cutting it out to get the bang the shell out, and the top bearing just sits on that lip there, and then the bottom one underneath. So basically just got to clean this out, give it a good clean, and make something to go on the top. I'll probably just use a thick piece of plank, 1/8 or something, 1/4, probably a bit bigger, just to go on the top, because that has an awful lot of banging and wear and tear. So put a decent thick bit of plate on. So there you go, just got to clean it out. As you can see, it's full of concrete, which shouldn't be in there. Shouldn't be any concrete in there, but of course it's been split for a long time and carried on being used. Concrete's got in, and that's what buggered up the bearings, hence the failure. So instead of repairing little faults as they occur, I'll leave it'll be alright, and then you get a major fault. So there you go. Right, I'll see you later. Cheers for now. Right, I'll just give this a good clean up, and this is the outer bearing shell. I don't know whether you can see that properly. There's a lip in there all the way around. Basically this bearing failed so long ago, and instead of doing, like I say, instead of doing anything about it, it's just been left to turn and flop around in there. That bearing shell has dug a groove 1 millimetre deep all the way around. So that's 40 thou, I think is right. 1 millimetre is 40 thou all the way around there. Now I don't have a lathe that'll take this big monster piece, so the only way I can probably repair this, because there's no good putting a bearing in there when it's that loose, it'll just fail really quickly again. So I think what I'll do is I'll do some weld build up inside, and grind it with some grinding wheels, because my lathe won't take anything this diameter, this big. As you can see, that's quite large. That's what, 14 inches across or a bit more, something like that. So that won't fit in the lathe, and I don't know of anybody locally that could help me with that one. So I shall have to muck on the best I can. Oh, I suppose the other thing I could do, if I can find a big enough bit of steel, is make either that, or see if I can find a bearing that's slightly bigger. I was going to say make a sleeve, but then I've still got to do a load of grinding work, because I've got to grind the edges out. I'd have to grind the edges out and then make a 1mm sleeve to go all around the outside. So right, thinking cap on. I have to work that one out. See you later. Right, hi guys, I've had a bit of a think, and I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this on the mill, centre it off, and clean out that inside. Take it a little bit deeper than it is there. And then the other day, a friend of mine gave me some old offcuts of bits and pieces and God knows what. Aluminium bits and things, and in it was this piece of, oh hang on, this piece of brass, and I thought, whatever would that be useful for? Oh, don't you just love it? Anyway, the inside of this here, the thickness of that, between that and the back bit, it's just a tiny bit thinner than the thickness of this bearing. So if I machine off this outside bit till I've got a flat part, and then I'll machine it so that the bearing fits in there snug fit, and then machine that so it snug fits in there. Problem solved. So, from a bit of scrap that somebody gave me, a brilliant bit of scrap. Some people say brass is never scrap, but at least it's something that I can use. So, I'll get on to have a go at that then. I'll show you some of the machining when I get started. So, cheers. Well, I'll turn you around anyway. And I'll just take the outside off. So let's just turn round onto the lathe and get your swingeted in. And the idea is I'll just right. Lovely. I'll make hell of a mess. Not really do anything about it, but seems a bit shame to cut so much off it, but I've got no other choice. So I'll dress the outside first, that bit. Then what I'll probably do is I'll take the outside diameter down to within a couple of millimetres of what that piece is going to be, so I've got some to play with. Then I'll machine it to fit the bearing. I've ordered some bearings and go from there. So anyway, we'll take a few cuttings. I wish this had powered cross feed. I'll tell you, there are times, there really are times, it's going to be, I think I'll go from the inside, it might be a bit cleaner. I do like working with brass, it's lovely material to work with. You can see why you need eye protection. Yeah. Oh, it's like Christmas. Gold Christmas. Right, I'll carry on with that. I'll bring you back in some time when to see what's going on. Cheers for now.